Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am brightly lit by the sun shining right on my face, and it feels great. It feels great. It feels great. Good to see all of you. And as usual, my friends, drink it if you got it. And I got it this morning in a new coffee cup that I got yesterday from Terry Sue. A nice pink one. And I have no masculine issues, and I will not hesitate to drink my coffee from this pink coffee cup. And it says, sometimes you forget you're awesome. So this is your reminder. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And it's got, if you look in at the lip, if you see the lip right there, I don't want to spill my coffee on my computer, but it's got a heart in there, which you see whenever you tip the cup up. And that's really nice, and it was great of you and so sweet of you to send this to me. Thank you so much. And of course, I'm sure the coffee's going to taste much better out of it. Ah, yes, yes. Awesomeness. So here we are. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Going to be interesting to see how many people aren't going to be here today, or whether everybody's going to be here. I'm here. Looking forward this afternoon to heading over to the park in Orlando where my son and his family are out camping. I use that word with tongue in cheek. It's like the way they camp, it's like camping in the Ritz-Carlton. And I'm going to do a live stream from out there. I don't know how elaborate I'm going to make it. I even had a thought of dragging all my studio equipment with me and really trying to put on a really high quality live stream. I don't know what time it's going to start. It's going to be kind of impromptu. And it'll just pop up when it happens, and don't know how long it's going to last. I'm going to play it by ear. I'm also going to record some stuff out there, and more than likely make a video about a carnivore's Thanksgiving adventure in the woods. So I think that might be kind of fun, and it's a beautiful place. And I guess I'm going to eat turkey and ham, whatever meat items that they have there. Been doing this for more than 10 years, maybe even 15 years, every Thanksgiving. It's become kind of a tradition with my son and I really enjoy it. The weather is beautiful. I hope it holds out all day because it's gorgeous out here. This morning it was about 60 degrees when I came out. I am wearing a long sleeve shirt, but it's supposed to get up to 83 today. So it's going to be more than likely shorts and a t-shirt for me for Thanksgiving. So here we are, and Ellen is in the green room. Let me bring Ellen in and say good morning to you.
Good morning. Here, I'm just actually, hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, we already had a question rolling in, so I wanted to catch it before because
cool.
The chat moves so fast if I don't get them right away.
Busy chat this morning, isn't it? Wow.
Yes, it
Wow.
is.
Busy chat. And let me,
hang on,
of chat.
Let me get my toast. Here. I was busy typing.
Yes, hang on
Good
a second.
Good morning, everyone. Happy
Yes, a toast to you, Ellen. Yes, there we go. Crossing of the coffee cups. No noise, silent.
Thank you, Terry Sue. That was so nice.
That was really nice. And the message on the cup was even nicer. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me run over. I'm going to just, while you're here, I'm going to just take a quick look at the Rumble chat. Say good morning to those people. We have 18 people over in Rumble. Mike Seeley Sr. chimed in first. Grumpy, old carnivore. That's Meathead, I think. Is that right, Ellen?
It is.
Okay, Meathead. And then you, Ellen, Olivia, E2. Keat, Ketra. Ketra, I remember her name from yesterday, is there.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda Day is over there. Good morning, Brenda. Good to see you. And Boyd Lamb chimed in.
Oh, good morning.
Hobble, gobble, gobble, Boyd says. Very, very intellectual there, Boyd. Good to see you. So, happy Thanksgiving to Ellen, everybody out there, everybody in the chat so far, and I'm going to put you up in your penthouse, Ellen, and we'll get to it. I got a few things that I wanted to talk about this morning. I got a few notes here. We'll get that out of the way. I'll try to dispatch it and not take a lot of time, and so we can answer questions. Don't forget to put the QQQ, 3 capital Q's, in the chat in front of your question, and that way we can see it. And I think I'm going to elevate myself a little bit. There we go. Private community live stream is going to be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So hope to see all you tribe members there. I already told you I'm going to be live this afternoon out in the woods. I saw I was watching the morning news this morning, and I saw they came on, and the Chiron down at the bottom said diabetes, type 1 diabetes on the rise among adults. And she went on and she talked about diabetes, and type 1 was usually considered juvenile diabetes because it was a fact that the pancreas wasn't working and secreting insulin. And because people are so diabetic these days, and people are really, really becoming pre-diabetic, then diabetic, and then eventually their pancreas just says, I give up, I quit, and they become type 1. Very, very unusual for adults, but it's on the rise. And I said, wow, they're pointing out a problem that we have in this country. We all know that the cause of it is overconsumption of mass quantities of carbohydrates. And I don't want to use the word sugars because people, when you say sugars, they think you're only talking about candy and ice cream and things that are sweet. But I'm talking about carbohydrates, pastas and breads and anything made out of wheat, and what makes up 90% of the average American's diet. But then she went on and said something totally wrong, totally false. And I don't know how these people who come on TV as experts can spew stuff so totally wrong. She blamed the rise on genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Genetics. Yeah, and this is all caused by genetics, she says. No mention of stop eating the sugar, stop eating the carbohydrate. No.
How long has this rise been going on, or this recent one? It's been going on a long time, but 20, especially the last couple decades, so it's like genetics.
Yeah, genetics. Yeah.
That's
It takes
really
50,000 years for your genetics to change, but it just so happened in the last 10, 20 years, all of a sudden, everybody's genetics. It's the reason we're obese now. It's the reason they blame everything but the sugar. Could it be they don't know? Maybe they don't even consider that fact. If they do, where the hell have they been? Where is the medical community? Well, the medical community is pushing sugar so that you get sick and you have to go to doctors and spend tons of money on drugs.
Yeah, well, and of course the current pharmaceutical model, it's all about finding the gene and then targeting a therapy for that. So everything is genetics.
Yeah, that's what they say, but
right. I mean, it's
amazing. It's amazing. So I said, yeah, I'm going to mention that this morning. So I got that out of the way. And I don't know if Glenn Ish is in here yet.
I haven't seen him yet.
Haven't seen him yet. So I'm going to show this picture he sent me right now. But when he comes in, if you see him, let me know so I can show this picture again. But Glenn sent me a picture of This is
Look at
fabulous. This is fabulous. He's got, not only does he have the coffee cup
Mhm.
and the T-shirt, but he's got a cigar in his mouth as well.
Yeah, he's definitely an OG,
I'm telling
OC,
you what.
OGC. I can't think. I need some more coffee. Oh,
Speaking of coffee, my phone just went ka-ching. Somebody bought me a coffee this morning. Peter bought me a coffee. He says, Thanksgiving Joe on me, my friend. Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And yes, sir. But at any rate, there's Glenn all decked out in his morning coffee with Mitch regalia. So a
yeah.
real, a real. I know Ken Berry uses the term tribe a lot, but a real member of our tribe. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you. And if you missed it, if you missed this morning, I hope you see it on a replay. And I will absolutely keep this thing handy on my phone so that if you do come in, I can thank you personally. His message in the email was, "I hope this makes it in time." He just sent it to me this morning for the video, so I wanted to make sure and include it. And that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm not drinking out of my cup this morning, but I do have it here because I just like looking at it. So there's my coffee, and you can get your very own morning coffee with Mitch cup if you would like, as well as a old guy T-shirt, and the cigars I think are probably optional, Ellen. But if you feel the need, grab a cigar too.
Hey, that might have to be the next merch thing. You might have to
I'm
there
telling
might
you
be
what.
an old guy carnivore cigar.
I just everything I do just limits the possible number of viewers I might have. So if I end up with nothing but
Oh,
cup,
they're-
if I end up with nothing more than cup owning, T-shirt wearing, cigar smoking viewers, it'll be a fun group of people anyway. Wow, we're getting good. We're almost up to 100 already. Wow,
yeah, I didn't know there's
that.
a lot of people here for Thanksgiving.
There are, and we're all giving thanks that we're carnivores and we're healthy this year. We're not going to stuff our face full of stuffing and mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and cranberry sauce and what are all the other, just about everything but the meat is very, very loaded with carbs. Loaded with carbs. Oh, another ka-ching. Holy cow, we're really getting off the mark here. Who was that? Satya Khalsa bought me 3 coffees. Thanks for being here today, and everyone too. Thank you so much, sweetie. Satya comes into our private community and on the panel very often. And
Yes.
what a sweetheart. Thank you
Um,
so much, Satya.
Happy
Thank you, and happy
Thanksgiving, Santa.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So what I'm going to do now, let me just quickly, I'll try to quickly. We got some questions already, Ellen.
We have one so far, but some may have rolled in since I last scrolled. So
Okay, have we got any leftover questions?
I do have a couple of them.
Okay, I just want to know how fast I should try to get through saying
Okay.
hi to everybody and get to the questions. And if we don't have a lot of questions
Yeah,
yet,
well, they
I'll
usually
make
start
sure.
rolling in as things go along, you know.
Yeah, I'll make sure. And the first one in this morning was my friend Peter. Good morning, meat mashers, he says. And Lucy Auerbach, always an early bird, came in at 4:30 in the morning. What time did Peter come in? 3:20. Don't you people sleep, for God's sakes? Holy cow. 3:20 in the morning, Peter. And then Sandy Blythe popped in. It says happy Thanksgiving to Peter. And Sandy, she was in at 5:20 a.m. Holy cow. And Mark Booz not long after 5:40 a.m. And I love acknowledging these people that are up early in the morning like I am. And luckily, in my StreamYard window here, where they show the chat, it shows me the time. It doesn't show you that on the regular chat feed that you get when you're watching YouTube, but it does. It does show it here, and I can see what time these things
what
came in.
time they commented.
Yeah, it
That's
never ceases to amaze me. Couch 6:28 a.m. Couch Potato came in. good to see you. And it's 6:48. Wayne Herman was here. How you doing? Mike Seeley Sr. chimed in at 7:07. Good morning from Melbourne, Florida. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And Ellen made her appearance at 7:28. Good morning, early birds. They beat you this morning, Ellen, but I don't expect you to be up at 3:20 a.m. with Peter there.
That's a little too early.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And it's 7:30. Nikki W., good morning to you. 7:35. Rick from Miami, Charger, Mopar. Thanksgiving and no duck. Well, it's a turkey kind of day. It's a turkey kind of day. Furl Grandma's here. How you doing? 7:45. And then I chimed in. I had just finished setting everything up, and I said good morning turkeys to everybody. I hope nobody took that the wrong way. And Marcia, Chessie's Adventures says good morning to everybody. Pushing 8 o'clock there. Terry Sue is here. Yes, Terry Sue, thank you so much. That was very, very nice of you. Feral Grandma's here. Good morning. And now we're getting up to a more reasonable times, around 8 o'clock. Cliff is awake. Hey, Cliff Medina, good to see you, my friend. And Meathead, good morning. Got a picture of Archie Bunker smoking a cigar. I like that. And Terry Sue said, Mitch emailed a cute picture to me yesterday with the cup I sent him. Maybe it'll be worth money someday and I can sell it on eBay. The picture, yeah, don't hold your breath. I don't think I'm never going to be that famous. I don't think where that be collectible. But I was so thrilled when I got it. I took a selfie with the cup, holding the cup up to show her that I got it. Anybody does something that nice for me deserves attribution for it. They deserve a big shout out. And who else we got here? Who is this? This is Meatitudes, not to be confused with Meathead. Marquia Church says, God loves even the biggest turkeys. Okay, God's on the same page I am when I said good morning turkeys. Who else is here? We got somebody new. Let's see. Let me look. Take a few seconds here. Same people are all chatting away. You guys do that, that's for sure. Holy cow. And Rhonda's here. Free Texanet. Turns out mother-in-law has fractured ribs. Oh no. I was with her all day yesterday and at the hospital for scans, got home late and rewarded myself with oh, Rhonda, that's not a reward. That's a punishment. But get through today. These holidays, they kill you. And it's like confession. Isn't it, Ellen? It's like confession here.
What?
It's like confession. People confess their sins here in the chat, and that's pretty.
I don't know.
That's pretty good. So Rhonda, I hope it was worth it, but you get jump right back on the train. We all do it. Well, I used to do it, but I don't want to gloat or anything. Smoothie 420 or how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Jeff Streslax, good morning from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Keep up the great work, Meathead. CB's here. Hey, good morning, CB. How you doing? Set my alarm clock. That's great, man. That's mighty ambitious of you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Tom from Tampa's here. Viking 442. Wanda Gerling's here. Good morning, Mitch, and everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, she says to everybody. Pamela Suarez, how you doing this morning? Pamela, good to see you. And let's see here. Mama Bear is here this morning. There you are. Hello, Mama Bear. Good to see you. Margie Graves, happy Turkey Day to all. Will hold to my carnivore way today. Bill, that's right. Bill always uses Margie's sign in. So
Oh,
yeah, and he always puts Bill in there to remind me, and
that
I
it's
have to remember that among all the other names and things I keep trying to remember. Mike Seeley Jr. here chimed in from Tampa. Good to see you, Mike. How you doing this morning? Patty Molden is here. Everybody's wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Graceful Lily, good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. Canadians have theirs in October. Well, you want to beat us to the punch. You want to give thanks before we do. Good to see you this morning. Dixie Scott's here. Hi, Dixie. How are you? And Peter's just chatting away. Good to see you, Peter. Booby Goats. Aaron. Hi, Aaron. I remember your name now. God, just another one. It amazes me that I remember the first names of people. So if your login name does not have your first name in it, and you continually put your first name in any comment that you make, it'll finally sink in with me. I know Erin's name from an email that she sent me.
yeah.
But
Well,
however I get it, I try to remember those things. So good to see you,
well,
Erin.
we see these people every day, so we do
We do. We
know
do.
who they are.
I
It's
don't
you.
know if there's I think Kiltsy has a live stream like that where the same people come in every morning at 5 o'clock, and I don't know if he remembers all their first names or not, but I really want to try to make this feel like a family breakfast kind of thing every morning where we all get together and look forward to it, and always happy to welcome newcomers into the fold, and hope that you enjoy this sense of community that we have, and the support not just from me and Ellen, but from all the people in the chat that are
Oh,
rooting for you and want you to do really good on it. And Don Schonger's here. Hiya, Don. How you doing? Tina Schweikerath. Always good to see you, Tina. And our friend from Tuka from Finland, Turamir. Hello, people. You're not late, Tuka. You're in Finland. You're over there in Finland. Good to see you. Always good to see you, my friend. We met Tuka in the private community panel, and neat guy. Just tickled that you're a member of this, that you've joined our little merry group of meat eaters. Sandy Blythe likes the cup. Thank you. And there's Ketra. Keat. Good morning. How you doing? And what would it be? What would a live stream be without Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee? Richard's been around this channel since I think the first video I put out.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I knew he's. Wow.
Yeah, Richard goes way, way back. And I asked him one time, I said, how come you got two last names in there? And he said that Google did that to him when he got his Gmail account.
Oh.
They put Williams in there twice. So and I can tell you, I think what happened was, they give you a place to type your first name and your last name. So he probably typed Richard Williams in the first name spot and typed Williams in the last name spot. And Google put it together and named him Richard Williams, and it kind of stuck. And not only did it stick, but it makes him stand out. He did in my memory anyway. So Richard, always good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Boyd Lamb is here. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Hiya, Boyd. How you doing, my friend? Moto J81 is here. Good to see you this morning. How we doing on time? We've got plenty of time. And let me see. Jen S. is with us this morning. Well, not bad. 117 people for Thanksgiving morning. Grandma Prepper. Hiya, Grandma. How you doing? Trucking Carnivore is here. Probably out on the road somewhere. Well, maybe you stay home for Thanksgiving. I don't know. And here comes the first question. From Tuka. I have a question for Mitch and community. If Mitch will have his StreamYard link up for members only, would you like me to jump in as a guest if it's okay for Mitch? Tuka, I won't do that this morning. What I'm going to have to do is email you the link in advance. I can't, in this particular chat, post anything just for members. If I post it, it'll be there and everybody will get it. And we might get invaded, which probably would be fun. Maybe I should do that one morning. Maybe one morning in the live stream, plan on a live stream a little longer, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And throw a link up there and have kind of a quasi private community panel kind of a discussion, maybe in the last 30 minutes of the live stream, and just let everybody who wants to come in and let everybody see you and introduce us. That's a great idea. But Tuka, one morning, and Ellen, remind me about that. I would love to have you in here with us, and I'll send you a link in advance.
I will remember.
And what I want you to do is send me an email and tell me what would be like the best day for you. And we'll plan on it. That's a great idea. Thanks. Thank you. That'd be fun. Little variety too. Little variety. Okay, let me go down this. And we have Denise Despress. Read the Thanksgiving Proclamation written by George Washington. Yeah, 1789. Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I don't remember when he did that. Sorry, guys. Some people think I'm that old. But now, I'm going to get this right today. Are you ready? Ellen, here we go. Marla Kelly. Marla, not Maria. Good morning, Marla.
Good morning, Marla.
I will never make that mistake again. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. DS111 is here. Good morning. He says, wow, there she is. And that came in at 8:34, 4 minutes. That's exactly, he said that when I brought you in, Ellen. So how about that? We're only 25 minutes behind in the chat right now. And we're going to get to the point here where I'm going to turn it over. Any more questions come in?
Not yet.
Okay, well then we'll keep going here and saying hi to the new people. Mostly it's the same people I see that I said hi to already in the chat, chatting back and forth. So let me just look at that. Nick Sheeson's here. Hey Nick, how you doing? From Carnifam GB, Great Britain. Good to see you.
Good to have Nick here. He's not normally here.
Yeah, hi Nick.
He's back from some other chats. So he's in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK. Yeah, Mama Bear. Did I say I think I said hi to Mama Bear already, but Mama Bear said at least they don't blame it on climate change. Well, that's something you were talking about in the chat. And Lori is here. Hi, Lori. Lori's carnivore story. And I scroll and I scroll and it just keeps going. Never ending. Cindy at home wishes everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And my friend Chris Hope. Hey, Chris. How you doing, my friend? Chris is my old good drone buddy. And I keep saying it and I'll keep continuing to say it. Chris is one of the very few people on the planet that actually sends me a text every year on my birthday. Wishes me a happy birthday.
Oh, how nice.
And what a great guy. What a gentleman. And known Chris ever since the beginning of 2018 when I started my drone channel. So good to see you. Chris is out in Texas. Good to see you. Good to see you. Deborah Moore is here. Wild and wonderful West Virginia. And she's thankful as well. And we're scrolling. And Joseph Stevens, look at all these people. Thank you, Mitch, Ellen, and everyone. A safe and fun Thanksgiving for all. And as well to you. Okay, Glenn Ish chimed in. And he chimed in at 8:43. And I don't know, Glenn, if you got to see it. So we're going to show it to you again. There you are. There's Glenn with his coffee cup. His coffee cup. His old guy carnivore shirt. And a cigar in his mouth, a true member of the tribe. Thanks so much, Glenn. Thanks so much. And that picture, I saw that when you sent it to me first thing this morning, and it'll go on the website today. And your picture will be up there in the gallery with everybody else's that has sent me a picture with a T-shirt or a coffee cup. And who else is new? I get down to this point in the chat where I don't see too many people I haven't already said. So, but here you go, California Carnivore. My kids ordered dinner from a barbecue restaurant. Yes, you are definitely blessed. Good for them. Good for you. And we have Gina Cav. Good morning, everyone. And the drone guys are here this morning. Old Bob Casey, Ariel. Bob Casey, another good old friend from the drone days. Another great guy. He and Chris are like almost out of the same mold. Bob Casey. Bob Casey was the guy that started calling me Professor Mitch. And it's stuck. Yeah. And yeah. Bob is, these are gentlemen, both of them.
How nice to have your drone friends here.
Yeah, well, it's still the same channel, so if they're still subscribed, they're going to get notifications.
Okay.
And something just moved at my front door. I don't know what it was. Hang on.
Oh,
I don't see anything. Could have been a bug. Sometimes a bug will fly in front of that motion sensor. I can see what it was by looking on my thing here and see the replay of it. And it was a caterpillar that crawled across the lens.
Wow.
Technology is wonderful, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But that doesn't happen very often. At any rate, Bob, good to see you. Good to see you this morning, man. Thanks for being here, and thanks for thinking about me. Jeff Streslak's here. I made 24 deviled eggs, 5 pounds of potato salad for my family, and no urge to taste anything. Thank you, carnivore gods, he says. Yes. It's not hard once you become adapted to this to show restraint. It's not hard at all. And Ellen, you'll stop me as soon as somebody asks a question, if you would.
Oh, okay. Satya did ask a question.
Okay, well, let's get to that.
It's a quick one.
Okay. How far down is it? Well, am I likely to get to it here soon? I'm up to about 10 to 9 right now.
See, I don't have the times. I don't know. It's probably a wait. Yeah, it's probably
I'll say hi to Pio. Pio Henriksen.
You know, let me just tell you. She wants to know when your birthday is.
Oh, my birthday. That's easy. My birthday is May the 7th. And it's funny. And my mother told me this story, that for months before I was born, when she was still carrying me, they started putting up billboards all over Philadelphia. And the billboards only said, "Remember the day, the 7th of May." And nobody knew what they were. And she told me that everybody, of course I wasn't around quite then, but she told me that everybody was so curious that they kept looking at those stupid billboards for months. They became one of the great curiosities of people wondering, and everybody was waiting for May 7th to happen. And it turns out it was the Bulova Watch Company introduced a new line of watches on the 7th of May, and that's what all those billboards were about. And that's when I was born, on the 7th of May. So I got a big kick out of that story. I've never forgotten it. I've never forgotten it. 7th of May. Remember the poem. Ted Martinez is here. How you doing? Good to see you. Chicago here. Chicago. How you doing, Ted? How are the Bears? That's my Chicago imitation. Edward Renner from San Diego. We got him all over the place. Good to see you. And again, if you get another question, Ellen, stop me. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm reading the chat. I'm just one of the guys today and gals.
Okay. Well, I will stop you for a question. Okay. It's one from a few days ago, but she's here. It's from Grandma Prepper. And
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Good, good. Hit me with it.
I missed her question, and so I promised her I would address it as soon as possible. So
Okay.
let me get to it. Okay. Mitch, did you like Sam's Club bacon as well as Wagner's?
Wagner. I
Okay.
don't, is it Wagner?
Wagner's, Wagners, like Wagner. Wagner's.
No, I never tried Wagner's
Maybe
bacon.
she misunderstood something.
Well, Sam's has a number of different bacons.
Yeah.
I like the thick bacon, and they have three or four different kinds of thick bacon, but the real thick bacon that I eat is Wright's. Comes in two-pound packages, kind of
Oh, maybe that's
glued together.
yeah, that's what she meant.
Okay, well, the Wright's bacon is my favorite,
Mm.
and right now it's about $5 a pound, and you buy 4 pounds at a time. Uh, I eat 4 or 5 slices of that every day, depending on how wide the slices. Some packages have big wide slices. Some of them, the slices are a little narrower. Whatever it takes to totally cover the bottom of that Mueller frying pan. That's how much bacon I eat, however much I can cram into that pan at one time. It's usually about a half a pound of bacon. And I like the Wrights because on the label, the Wright says 0 carbohydrates per slice, which means it may have a fraction. And it is there is sugar in the cure, but the good news is, if most of that cure liquid, it just gets washed off before they package the bacon, so you're not getting a lot of sugar. But Sam's also has a Member's Mark, their private brand of bacon that they sell, and it looks packaged very similar, but not exactly. So I don't think it comes from the same factory. If it does, they change the way they put the bags together. It's just a little different, but it looks very, very, very similar. It's about $5 cheaper, which means about $1.25 a pound cheaper. But on the label on that bacon, it says 1 gram of carbs per slice. And they have to round up or down. If it's below a half, they can call it 0. If it's above a half, they got to call it 1. So I thought, well, let me try this other bacon and see if it isn't exactly the same bacon. It's just that there was a little difference in the rounding error on the label. And to the average consumer, they don't pay attention to things that say 0 grams of carbs or 1 gram of carbs. That's meaningless to them. Everything they eat has hundreds of grams of carbs in it. So what do they care? But to us, it's something we note. So I bought some, and I had to buy 4 pounds of it, so I did. And I went through one of the 2-pound things, and I noticed that it had a noticeably sweeter taste. And that just told me, yes, there is more sugar in the, what was that? Was that you, Ellen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it was a notification.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't something here beeping at me.
Yeah.
So it tasted noticeably sweeter, and it did have on the label more carbs. And I said, well, it's not bad. It tastes good, but I like the Wright's better. The Wright's bacon, just the flavor, it's a little more savory, not as sweet. But God, it's like meat candy to me. It's just fabulous. I love it. I look forward. Believe it or not, I've eaten bacon almost every day for 2.5 years, and I still look forward to that bacon and still love to hear the sound of it sizzling away in the frying pan. And it's, I don't look forward to too many foods, really. Most of the foods have become kind of meaningless to me. It's like just fuel. But bacon, I just love the flavor of bacon. I love the flavor of those salmon cakes that I make, fried in bacon grease. But the bacon I eat every day. So I do like the Wright's brand. I do like the Wright's brand better than the Member's Mark. Although I think the Member's Mark wouldn't hurt you that much. And wow, it's already 10 minutes after. Wow, time flies, and something is calling to me. Something is calling to me before it gets too late. So I beg your indulgence while you excuse me while I light my cigar. And now and we all dance a little bit to the happy music and happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, get the limbs moving.
Ah, yes. Oh, yeah. Life is good today. Life is good. How can it not be? Beautiful sunny day. Great temperature. It's very comfortable out here. Good cigar. Brand new coffee cup. And all my friends visiting. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fabulous. Where was I? I was gonna say hi to Stickman's Garage. How you doing? Good to see you. And in between questions, I'll just keep doing this. I'll keep doing this. I think I said hi to Nick Sheeson already. And then we have Ann. Rain Dancer is Ann. Okay? Thank you, Ann. Rain Dancer, 1980 is Ann. Keep doing that. A couple times, I'll remember it. Test me again tomorrow. And I'll be here tomorrow morning. I'll be here again tomorrow morning. And I hope to come to you live this afternoon if everything works out. Lizzie's here. How you doing, Lizzie? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And Smoothie says, enjoy being here with you all. DS111, this stream is more realistic than Kiltz's. He does a lot of arm waving and blends different faiths. Kiltz, I don't want to knock him. We had a great at-length discussion, he and I, about religion when I met him here in Orlando, and I've seen him on 3 occasions now in person, and he leans very heavily into different religious messaging, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. That's not my style. It's not what I do. But interestingly enough, his views on religion align with mine in so many respects. I found it fascinating. I don't want to get into that now, but he's more of a, and let me see if I can sum this up without misrepresenting what he told me. When he talks about God, he believes that God is a part of everybody, part of the universe, that we contain and we are what he considers God. And I would never argue with that. I've never said I don't believe there's something that we try to describe as God. There may be an overriding force in the universe, but that's just my opinion. I've given it, believe me, a lot of thought in my life. But yeah, he does a nice job though, and he motivates people, and he's positive as hell on his live streams, and people come away with a good feeling. And he's got a very, very loyal group of people that get up early and get their day started on a positive and motivated note. And he's a great guy and an incredibly successful doctor too. So I love the guy. I love him. He's just a joy to be around. And if you meet him, he'll make you feel like you're his best friend and he's known you all your life. He's just one of those kind of people. You just gravitate to him. Lat's here. How you doing, Lat? Good to see you. Good to see you this morning. And keep an eye on those questions, if any, Ellen.
I am.
And if you have any leftover. Everybody's not in a ask questions mood today. They're in a happy Thanksgiving wishing mood.
Talk about what people are doing for Thanksgiving, but there is a question. Well, I don't think she's here though. Do you want so I could
Yeah,
say?
go ahead and ask it.
Go
And
ahead and ask it, okay? And maybe because maybe she is. Some people watch but aren't, in the chats or
most
listen.
people who watch aren't
Right.
in the chat.
Right.
So many people just sit back, have their coffee, watch on their Roku TV or smart TV or some other device, and don't. I never participate in any of the chats in any videos that I watch.
Yeah. So,
So
so
it's
that's
just
always good to remember.
yeah.
Gail Fox had asked a couple days ago, I have to deal with ill-fitting dentures, which make it nearly impossible to chew any type of steak. Have been living off only hamburgers. Can you suggest how to cook a steak to tender? And then it got cut off, but obviously she means to make it very tender. So
Well, uh,
to
you got to start. You got to start with a good cut of meat to get a tender steak. Now, I'm not talking about a chuck roast because you can make any meat incredibly tender by slow cooking it. And you can slow cook it to the point where, and you can do it in a slow cooker, you can do a long sous vide cook, where it just falls apart. We've all seen meat like that, especially like in stews, because that's what, when you make a stew, you are slow cooking the meat for long periods of time. And the meat just breaks down and it falls apart. Some
Mhm.
people just will eat a steak, but because maybe they're having problems, dental problems, they can't chew. They'll take the steak and uh, throw it in a blender for an instant and just chop it all up,
Mhm.
and you still get the same flavor, and you're still eating the same steak, but you just don't have to chew it as much. But that's sorry to hear that. That's not a pleasant thing to go through, I imagine. But I would try, if you really want to eat like a ribeye, I would do a 4 to 6 hour sous vide at 128, 130 degrees, which will get you a nice pink in the center steak, and it'll be thoroughly cooked and ready to eat at 128 degrees, let's say, within an hour or two. But you can't overcook it in a sous vide because it's surrounded by a certain temperature of water, and it's impossible for the meat to actually get any hotter than the water surrounding the vacuum sealed meat in the sous vide bath. And if you leave it in there for 6, 8 hours, it's going to break down, but it's not going to be overcooked. So you'll still have a medium rare steak, but it'll be much more tender. And you can try that. You can try that. That would be my best suggestion, I think. And Joseph Stevens says, "Yes, Mitch, it does feel like a family gathering here, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It is. It is."
Yes, it
What I
is.
enjoy the most about these morning live streams. It's like, because I live alone, I have no conversation during the day with another human being, other than maybe a phone call from my kids, and this gives me a chance. And here's a question I see from Terry Sue.
Mhm.
Did you see that one, Ellen?
Did I didn't even get to that one yet because there are a couple other ones I'm
Oh,
copying right now.
oh, okay. Well, if there are
Yeah.
questions, let me answer this one, and then we'll just stop this saying hi because it's. Well, let me say hi to before I answer that. Let me just say hi to David Desanye. How you doing from Louisiana? Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, there
Good to see
was.
you, David. David and I had a phone call a long time ago
Oh,
and
nice.
talked to each other on the phone. Yeah, interesting.
There's
Nice guy.
several
Very
people.
nice guy. Okay. Terry Sue, I'm guilty of adding celery, onion, and garlic to my turkey bone broth. Is that a sin to get spanked for? I know Mitch's answer. Their plants. Terry, you're free to do whatever you want to do. Yes, they're plants, and people can eat plants, certain plants. I mean, you're not adding Oreos and Twinkies to your bone broth. You're adding some low carb. Well, maybe onions have more sugar in it, but if you really like the flavor, and how often do you make turkey bone broth? Go for it. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, they're plants, but we can tolerate some of those stuff. We have our body has many mechanisms to rid ourselves of these toxins, and there are many extremely healthy people out there in the world who eat a keto diet and eat plenty of plants, and they manage to live long, healthy lives too, as long as they keep the sugar down, and as long as the carbs in those things don't trigger their addiction and force them off the diet and back to the Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. So if it's not hurting you, if it's not triggering addictions, if it doesn't lead to any binges, and you feel like you want to have a little seasonings once in a while, um, go right ahead. I do it once every blue moon when I make chicken wings. I will put the Kinders, the blend they call it. It's salt, black pepper, and garlic, and I'll sprinkle just a little bit on there, and it adds a little bit of flavor, and it's a little different. So yeah, no problem, no problem. Not a sin, not a sin. You don't need to confess that. Okay, Ellen, you said
Yeah.
you had another question.
Let's see. Yes. Okay, I got that. Do you think they accidentally dumped the whole bag of sugar on your Members Mark bacon? Mine had 0 carbs on the label about 2 weeks ago.
Members Mark
Yeah.
bacon. Well, did you get the
This
thick cut? Did you
Yeah,
get the thick?
CBS. CBS.
Was it? Now say that again, Ellen. I missed the
Okay.
last part.
Do you think they accidentally dumped the whole bag of sugar out on your Members Mark bacon? Mine had 0 carbs on the label about 2 weeks ago.
Um, you probably didn't buy the Members Mark thick cut. They have many different packagings of baking, and no, they don't print those labels. They don't measure every package and then print a label accordingly. They print one label for all of their packaging, and if you buy the thick cut of
Mhm.
Members Mark bacon that comes in the 4 pound packages, it says 1 gram of carbs. If you buy maybe a thinner slice of the same bacon, because that's carbs per serving, and the serving size, if they call it one slice on the thick bacon, is much bigger. And it may very well be that if you cut that thick slice in half somehow, that half would have less than a half a gram of carbs. They could label it as 0. So I think that's probably what happened. I, and that's my best guess at that. I can't imagine them changing the labeling over a period of 2 weeks. But interestingly, next time I go to Sam's Club, I'm going to take a look at that thick cut and see if they didn't change the labeling. Maybe they did it across the board 2 weeks ago, and I didn't know about it. But I'm more likely to think that you're buying a thinner sliced Members Mark bacon. Always look at the serving size when you look at the label. It's more important than what the label says. A trick that all food companies use is if they're trying to get a certain amount of ingredients down below a certain point and they can't, they just make the serving size smaller. So when I eat one big slice of that thick cut bacon and it says no grams, I know that the serving size wasn't a half a slice. Serving size, a quarter of a slice. Serving size, 100 grams, you know. And that is especially true when you're buying sugar-laden foods. They do that all the time. Uh, you get a package and it'll say number of servings per package, 100, whereas a carb addict will generally eat the whole package. So you look at the label and it says less than a gram of sugar per serving, and you say, wow, this stuff doesn't have any sugar in it. And you eat the whole box, and then you realize you ate 100 servings, so you've eaten 80 grams of sugar. So it's a trick they use. They use all kinds of labeling tricks. They have 65 different names for sugar, anywhere from organic beet juice to maltodextrin to it's sugar, it's carbs, it's carbs. And net carbs is a fraud as well. We pretty well know in the carnivore community, because we don't even, all we care about is the carbs are 0 and the serving size is reasonable. So I hope that answers that. And go take a look. Go take a look. And a coffee. Somebody has bought me a coffee. Let me put the cigar down. Thank you, whoever, and let me acknowledge that Captain America bought me a coffee. Thank you, Steve. Drink up, Professor, he says. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think my phone has just been going crazy here. It's just been going off and going off. And let me see if anything applies to today. No, Black Friday deals, my friends. Tons of Black Friday deals everywhere. God, I get 50 emails a day from Amazon telling me about all the things that I need to tell you guys about that they want me to sell you.
Oh, hey, Mitch. Gail Fox was here to
Oh, good.
A question. I'm so glad, because I tell people, and just so you all know, if a question ever does get missed or we run out of time, I really do go through it and keep track of them, and we will get to it eventually.
Good. And do you have any more questions?
Bug me.
Any more questions?
Well, we do. Let me.
Okay.
See. Let me just pull up my question page.
Okay, I saw somebody that I didn't say hi to yet. Glinda.
Yes.
Is it Buchan or I guess it's somebody. Good morning, Scooby, and happy Thanksgiving. Good morning to you,
okay.
Glenda. All right.
Not really a question. I think this is Mama Bear. So my names get cut off sometimes. I'll go back. Not really a question, but thought folks may want to know that according to Google, oxalates can cause increased urination.
I saw that. She said we had been chatting back and forth in Gmail about that yesterday, and I went ahead and I Googled it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, do oxalates cause increased urination? And there was a ton of stuff that came up. And they even have a name for it. I forgot what the name was, but yes, it's a well-known effect of too many oxalates, and the reason that it increases urination, according to what I read, which made sense. See, I just because it's on Google doesn't mean it's phony. Is that calcium oxalate is the main precursor to kidney stones. And what happens is when the oxalates get through the kidney's trying to get rid of that stuff. That's why they're sent to the kidney in the first place, so the kidney can filter them out. Well, what happens is when you start increasing the oxalate load on the kidneys start working harder and produce more urine. And that's why you go more frequently. And another side effect of that is going to be quicker dehydration, because everything's related to everything else. So when you stop eating oxalates, you're doing your body the greatest favor on the planet, health-wise. And not eating oxalates mean you have to disregard all dietary advice as relates to what they call superfoods. Whoever dreamt that one up? Spinach, chocolate, almonds, all of these things they said were superfood are poisonous and are causing so many of the problems that we have. So stop eating plants. If you stop eating plants, you're going to stop eating oxalates. And especially, don't take these high oxalate containing foods, and we all know better than this, and throw them in a juicer and get 10 times the dose of oxalates. You know, you juice up 2 pounds of spinach, you kill yourself, for God's sakes. Oh, there's the question of when was my birthday? We got to that already. May the 7th.
Although we also have to, kind of remember to use some perspective here with the oxalate things. This is a little bit of pet peeve for me, because while that may be true or that may be a possibility, something like increased urination can be caused by so many different things. So you can't really just jump and say everything is caused by oxalates,
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
I see that a lot. Again, it's a little bit of a personal.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's and we talked is a theory. So
we talked about that. We said there's, when a question first came up, I said, well, there's 100 things that can cause that. And then she asked me, well, is it oxalates? Evidently she had heard that. So I went, I had never heard that. So I went and looked it up and found out, yes, that's one of the possible causes of it. So,
But
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
yeah, there's no way of measuring, whether or not you're increased or decreased urination is caused by.
And
Anyway,
Mark
moving on.
Yost. Mark Yost says, Mitch, good morning from Tampa. Good to see you, Mark. Still finding new people here.
Yes, people are
I'm a half an hour behind in this chat where I'm looking. Polish Mike is here. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. And yes, Ellen's all over the chat.
It moves fast.
Sharpie Aquatics is here. How you doing? Just trying to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody today while I'm answering the questions. Lynn Tucker Carnivore's here. How you doing, Lynn? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Josephine C. is here. Hi, Josephine. Christine. Look at all these different people. Recently, my local grocery store had thick sliced bacon on sale for $1.99 a pound. It was the butcher department of the store. I asked for 10 pounds. The butcher went back and brought out a Wright's bacon box. Cool. That's a great sale. You can get it for $2 a pound and it's Wright's bacon. Just look at the label and make sure it's the same. They made it the same way they make the ones they package for that Sam's Club sells. But that's a great deal. I would I would fill up my freezer full of that at $2 a pound.
Interesting. Do you want me to interrupt you with some questions?
What's that?
Do you want me to interrupt you with questions?
Yeah, really. We're already a little over time, but we'll keep going here for a few more minutes. But yeah, but give me another question and we'll see.
See if we can finish.
Yeah.
Finish them up. DS111 asks, how in the world does Chafee keep all that muscle mass? He says he is too busy to work out much. And I added, well, work out much might be a different perspective for him.
Well,
but who knows?
I can't. Of course, I would have no way of knowing. He's young. He's young.
Yes.
And he, of course, is active, and he probably has lost. If you maybe could see two pictures of him without his shirt on, one from a few years ago when he was working out heavy, and now you'd probably see a marked difference in the amount of muscle. Because it's a normal function of the body to not want to carry around or keep alive or waste the energy keeping alive anything that is not being used anymore by the body, which is why you get hypertrophy. When you stop working out, your muscles shrink. If you're a construction worker and your job is to hand cinder blocks up to the guy on the scaffold all day long, you're going to be muscular because all day long you're working out. But if you took another desk job in 2 years, all that muscle would be gone. And then if you started working hard again, the muscle would come back. We're constantly trying to fine tune the energy usage of our body, because in the days when food was not as plentiful as today, that was a prime consideration for survival. Why burn so much energy that you're not using? So I would have to say that, yes, he probably has lost considerable muscle. But I also think when he talks about working out, he's talking about 8 hours a day in the gym. Whereas when you and I talk about working out, we're talking about, doing 50 squats or something, or a couple of push-ups or something like that. So I think that might be the answer to that question. All right, we got one more real quick.
One more. Rain Dancer, carnivore sleep patterns. I'm getting up earlier. Could it be carnivore? Also, I realized I'm no longer grinding my teeth with a Carrie video.
Well,
maybe she, anyway.
It could be. It could be carnivore. It could be, carnivore changes an awful lot of things. It reduces inflammation. It does so many healing things to your body that, yeah, I couldn't even begin to tell you what it was that might have been causing you to stay awake, but it's very, very, very likely that yes, the diet has changed your sleeping patterns. And getting older, you require less sleep. And again, it's one of those things that it would be impossible uh, to put your finger on exactly which one of the hundreds of things that have changed that may be responsible for whatever it is you notice about any aspect of your life. The biggest thing that you notice is that your desire for foods other than carnivore foods goes away. That's pretty self-evident, I think. I think if you stick to it for a while. Uh, and you guys know, and I'm going to just throw this out there, and I hope I don't get any controversy of it, but James Ballou says God created bacon, and whether you believe in God or not, that would be something that a benevolent and loving God would absolutely invent. No doubt about that. That's a great comment.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the question about dumping the whole bag of sugar.
Mm.
I'm still looking for new people. I'm at 917, catching up here. I'm flying through the chat. And anything else, Ellen, before we call it a morning and get on to the turkey eating aspect of today?
It's up to you if you want to do one more or save it.
Well, if we got it in here, go ahead.
It's actually a quick, the actual question is quick, and you don't have to go into the topic, because Gail Fox asked if you would know. So, see, I didn't copy it, and I have to go back. Oh, the questions, they always start rolling in at the end.
Of course they do.
Will you consider a video discussing healing your prior gut issues? My reason for being carnivore.
Yeah, I never made a video about that, but I certainly talked about it at length about the problems that I had, and that's a great idea. And I would consider making a video about that. There's a lot of content out there in the carnivore space, especially from those people that have actually reversed the inflammatory bowel diseases, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis. Kent, Lee Kopus, Kent Carnivore, talks because he had that and lost his colon. He talks about that intensively. Whether the internet world needs a Mitch video on the subject, who knows? But yeah, it would be an interesting subject because I had those problems all my life. Nothing as serious as Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, but always bloated, constipated, eating fiber, taking laxatives, uncomfortable, diverticulosis, just from the sheer abuse my colon took of cramming all that stuff in there and blocking it up all the time. So yeah, it's a good idea. Thanks for the suggestion. All right, Ellen, I'm still looking here. I'm down to 926. There's the question about Chafee, and I'm breezing through it. Don't imagine too many new people will be chiming in right about now. Lorraine McDermott is here. How you doing? What have I missed? Most of it.
Oh, nice picture. I like it when you put the people up, because then I can see their pictures if they have one, because they're so small, otherwise that I don't always.
Well, it's a matter of me being at that point in the chat here where I can click on it, and I only get shown about 5 comments at a time, and I have to keep scrolling down. Michael Pregler's here. Michael, how you doing? Good to see you. And anybody else. I'm at 933. I'm catching up, and you guys just don't quit. We got 148 people in here. And there's the Gail Fox video saying, would you consider the comment, consider that? And I would, Gail. It's a great idea. And of course, I'm always looking for subject matter to make videos.
Yeah.
And, you can only I've got close to 500 carnivore videos, not to mention the live streams. 500 videos. It's tough to keep coming up with things to talk about when it's so simple. Eat meat. Eat meat. Don't eat plants. That's it. Next video. Danny in Boston, how you doing, Danny? Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Question: the 73.27 ground beef I bought from all these ingredients in tiny print beef and natural flavors. Yeah. Anytime it says natural flavors, I try to stay away from it. And yet I've bought a lot of that from Aldi's and eaten it, and hopefully, as long as the carbs say 0, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Again, our bodies have many hundreds, if not thousands, of mechanisms to detox small amounts of all of these different poisons. So I don't think we need to really sweat the small stuff. I don't see that on the label of the chubs of 10 pounds of 80/20 that I buy from Sam's Club. But I don't know if I said hi to Stickman's Garage before yet, but hi, Stickman's Garage. He came in here. I think I made it to the bottom of the chat. Look at that.
Yeah, there's I've seen a couple more questions.
Here's another question. Terry Sue, does Mitch read all the chat afterwards? I try. Depends how busy I am. Most of the time I usually do during a replay. Today I got through the whole chat actually during the stream, which was great.
Yeah.
And Viking 442 says 9:33. Your atomic clock is off. No, it isn't. My atomic clock right now it says that it is 9:42 and 45 seconds mark right now. Right now, the second hand is climbing towards 9:43, and it is mark 9:43 on the second right now, Tom. So there. And they're still chatting and they won't go away. Holy cow. Don't you people have anything to do today? It's Thanksgiving.
There's Thanksgiving and there's
It's Thanksgiving. Okay.
Well,
Ellen, I finished my coffee. I have totally ignored my cigar. So what I'll do is I will bring you in to say goodbye, because we all need to get going here today.
Yes. And Jenny Mitchell, I saw your question, and we will put that to next time. And hello. Okay. While Mitch lights his cigar, I'll say happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm so glad you were here. And I thought I was going to have 2 get-togethers to go to today, but actually I had 3.
Holy cow. Well,
what a wonderful way.
Yep, you enjoy all your Thanksgiving get-togethers, and I will see you tomorrow morning, same time, same station. All right, Ellen, thanks.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Mitch.
Okay, and 149 people here over in Rumble, 22 people in the chat over there chatting away. We have SWater61 in the chat over there, says happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I think Rod Weeder chimed in over there in Rumble. Good to see you, Rod. And I think I've said hi to everybody over there. Did all my duty this morning. It was great. I'm glad I did this morning. It's been a great day. Very nice of all of you to come in and spend some time with us. I always get a good feeling at the end of these streams when I close it down. It makes me happy. And happiness is what life has to be all about. And with all the aggravating things, man, if you got an opportunity to do something that makes you feel good, just do more of it. And that's why I do these morning things. It's the highlight of my YouTube adventure. So, speaking of happy, bring in a little of my happy music and say goodbye to everybody. Have a great day. Stuff yourself with meat. That's my advice. If that other stuff looks good, grab more meat. Eat until you're completely satisfied, and then eat more. That way it'll help you avoid the desserts. Eat until the thought of putting more food in your mouth makes you physically nauseous, and you will not cheat. You can't. That's the key. That's the key. And come out on the other side of Thanksgiving proud of yourself. And with that, my friends, I know what you're all going to be doing today, so take the day off and do it and eat meat.